La prima cosa che faccio quando salgo su una barca a vela è mi metto alla posizione.
The first thing I do when I get on a sailboat is put myself at the starboard helm. For me, it's a great way to immediately realise the proportions of a boat and, especially in this case, the options available. We are in Andorra, in the heart of the western Liguria, in the land of the olive trees, of the Pigatto wine and of the many fishermen who flock to the sea in these mild winter days. 17 metres in overall length, almost 5 metres wide, 2.2 metre draft and 23 metre mast. And what's more, something that won't be wasted while boating in the Tirreno Sea, where the summer wind occasionally makes it very desirable. A 100 horsepower engine that allows a cruising speed of 8.5 knots, a prestigious signature for a hull such as that of Far Yacht Design. The layout of the model that we are visiting today is 4 cabins plus the crew cabin in the bow. These are the details of the Bavaria 56 cruiser.
Qui abbiamo il plotter, lo strumento con le informazioni di velocità e dell'ecoscambio.
Here we have the plotter, the instrument with the information of speed and sonar, the wind instrument indicating, of course, the wind speed, direction and angle.
E qui una cosa abbastanza interessante per chi va in barca.
And here, something interesting enough for boaters, joysticks for the control of the thrusters, both on the bow and on the stern, which are very rare to find on this type of boat, but are very convenient when you have to do manoeuvres, especially in the narrow waters of a harbour.
A fianco della ruota del timone c'è questo pannello che si apre che nasconde.
Beside the wheel there is this panel that opens and hides or protects the engine instrumentation, the control to open and close the stern platform, the throttle.
Questa qui è una zona tecnica, diciamo, per la vela, dove ci sono I 2 pulsanti.
This here is a technical area. We say for the sail, where there are 2 buttons for opening and closing the mainsail, which is rolled up inside the mast, the control to the anchor windlass with digital meter counter and a button for controlling the electric winch.
La prima cosa che salta agli occhi di questa barca sono le dimensioni del pozzetto. Questo è dovuto
The first thing on this boat that catches the eye is the size of the cockpit. This is due to the considerable beam width of 5 metres that reaches far aft and is able to accommodate a very large table where at least 8 to 10 people can sit comfortably. These are very beautiful handrails. Unlike the usual circular cross-section, they give a feeling of being very solid and being placed exactly where they are needed.
La coperta di questa barca è estremamente pulita e sgombra.
The deck of this boat is very clean and clear. Here is the mainsail circuit. It is German style and here it disappears under these casings, where they have returned all of the manoeuvres in the cockpit. The rails of the Genoa 105% have been placed on the deckhouse, which allows for a really clean deck for a cruising boat like this.
Anche gli oblò.
Even the portholes and skylights have been installed flush, with all of this channeling system to drain the water. The Bavaria 56 cruiser can count on a very powerful sail plan and a mast that rises 23 metres from the deck. The construction yard has done a lot of work to renovate the entire Bavaria range, of which the 56 cruiser is basically the greatest representation. Perusing their new brochure, you will notice the possibility of having 6 different layouts, from the classic version with 3 cabins up to the maximum of nearly 6 cabins. In the hierarchy of space on board, the chart table definitely has a dominant position. It has a bit of a sacred place on a boat, and also one of the most coveted. Aboard the Bavaria 56, this is also amplified by the fact that it is an elevated position with respect to the dining area. It towers over the kitchen, and thanks to these cutouts along the hull, you can also observe the external conditions. I must say, there is really nothing missing.
Altro punto nevralgico della barca è senz'altro questa fantastica.
Another focal point of this boat is definitely its fantastic U-shaped kitchen. With its large size, it highlights the friendly Mediterranean feel of this boat.
Qui sotto la scala c'è l'accesso per la sala macchine con una comoda zona.
Below the staircase there is access to the engine room with a comfortable service area. We have here, in fact, the fuel filter of the generator, the main water outlet and battery charger. While there below, a little ways back, which is accessed from the aft cabin, there is the Yanmar 100 horsepower. I must say that this area is very practical, well thought out, especially for a quick intervention.
Guardandolo da fuori, il Bavaria 56.
Looking from outside, the Bavaria 56 shows the will of the shipyard to achieve trending market tastes, to design a more Mediterranean boat, brighter, as all these portholes would make you guess, and also some attention to its performance. In fact, the hulls have been designed by the famous American company Far Yacht Design.